So this is Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined for the first time by unbeaten Australian heavyweight Demsey McKean. Demsey, how are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm just enjoying my last day here in Portugal. Fly back to London tomorrow morning. So,
just tell us a little bit about this plan, I guess you'd call it, from your promoter, manager, Angelo Di Carlo, to kind of send you away for experience, if you like. Something we probably saw a lot more in the old days. It's a bit of a throwback, really. He's also sent Liam Parrow, obviously, out to the US with similar ambitions. You were sparring Joshua for the Usyk fight. You're a southpaw, of course, in case people haven't worked that out. And now Dillian Whyte for Otto Wallin. Do you just tell us what the whole kind of grand plan is?
Well, obviously, Australia's a little bit locked down at the moment with the restrictions. Lockdowns are a little bit left behind. So, yeah, it has made it quite hard for us to get opponents in fights, previously in the past during the whole COVID ordeal. So, we wanted to come over to the UK or to the US a couple of years ago to try and get a training camp in and chase some fights. Obviously, it's been quite hard until now. We finally got an exemption from the government. And we come over here as well. So my partner is actually from London. So she's come back over as well. So made it a little bit easier in that sense. But yeah, we've come back and yeah, we spent a few weeks for the AJ camp towards the end of it, because it did take a little bit longer to get to get exemptions, travel exemptions and visas and whatnot. And I've been here for about a month as well, helping out Dillian and his camp. So, but yeah, the goal is to come over and get some good hard sparring and chase some fights. Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn, they're killing it over here in the heavyweight game with the English. You guys are at the top of the game at the moment. So to come over here and mix it and get some sparring, let alone chase the big fights, that's the go.
Now, Angelo was saying you're going to be here for a minimum of 6 to 12 months. What's the plan in terms of, I don't know your financial background or anything else, but it must be quite tough to kind of support yourself until there are fight dates coming up.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I'm lucky enough to have a really good group of sponsors back home in Australia that they're kind of helping out financially as well, which takes that burden off me a little bit. But until we get a couple of fights, it's nothing going to be too comfortable about it. But I'm not too stressed. I've got all faith in my promoter Angelo Di Carlo to get me a fight, and we're looking at getting a fight before December as well. We're in talks at the moment on a couple of different cards, so hopefully we can reveal very soon which one we're going to be fighting on. So, but yeah, all's going well. I'm getting some great opportunities. I've only been, in the UK for 6 to 7 weeks, and been in camp with AJ and Dillian Whyte, the top two heavyweights, in the world at the moment. So it's great exposure for myself, good experience to be leveling up around these guys. So.
Let's talk about that. Starting off with the earlier one, the Anthony Joshua camp. You said you came in towards the end of his camp for Usyk. What did you make of the experience from your point of view, and how was AJ looking as well?
Yeah, AJ was looking good. He's very sharp, very technical. The camp's very well run as well. But they originally wanted me in about 6 weeks out, but with flights and exemptions and that, it took a little bit longer. But I got a message just the day after the Usyk fight. Usyk and AJ fight, and they asked me to come back for the whole camp next time as well for the rematch. So, as long as that aligns with my goals and my fights and training camps, I'd like to help out a bit more and get some more sparring in. But it just depends where I'm at in my career as well. I might have a big fight coming up, which I need to focus on myself and my own training camp. So, but yeah, it's good, man. He's a nice bloke. He's exactly how you see on TV. He's a friendly bloke, always laughing. The camp was well. He trained hard. He was in good condition, but a fight's always different. So it's unfortunate, but that's the game.
Well, I mean, it may well also depend your return. I mean, it may well also depend on what he's doing at the time, because judging from a few reports this week, he might be looking for a new camp or a new setup at the moment.
Yes, I have seen that over in the States at the moment. So, who knows? Who knows what's possible? I've seen a couple of conspiracies and a couple other videos on where he might end up, and everyone's kind of putting their 2 cents into. So, I'm sure whatever decision he does make, it's going to be the right one. So.
And you've spent the last 3 weeks in Portugal, where you are now, alongside Dillian Whyte, of course, in that Xavier Miller-run camp. A lot of other young, hungry fighters there as well. How did that camp compare to the AJ camp? What were the kind of key similarities and differences?
I'll say it's a little bit different in the sense that with the Dillian Whyte camp, we're able to jump in with every training session, morning and night session, rather than kind of just be told for sparring, be at the gym at this time. Dillian Whyte likes to train alongside everyone, everyone kind of pushing each other. So it's kind of good in that sense. It's good for me. Obviously, we've got a fight coming up. Not too sure on a date. So it's been good for me to be able to kind of prep and use it almost as my training camp as well, and get some good hard rounds of sparring and, do the strength and conditioning, have access to his strength coach, his physios, pad holders, the whole lot. So it is good in that sense. Whereas a little bit, it's completely two different run camps, but yeah, Dillian Whyte likes to train alongside everyone. Everyone kind of gets involved a little bit more. It's a really good team out there as well here in Portugal. He's got a really good team around him. I'd definitely love to come back out here again, in the sunshine and escape London when I can, So, but I might come out here and do another couple of weeks of training here and there. I'm sure he wouldn't mind. And, it's a really good camp out here, really good facilities. So I'm enjoying it.
You said AJ was very technical. From what we've been told by Whyte himself, among other people, is that he goes quite hard in sparring. He likes it to replicate a fight as closely as possible. Was that your experience?
Yeah, definitely. We definitely get some hard rounds in, that's for sure. Good, hard competitive rounds, and there's some heavy leather flowing around, that's for sure. So it's good. I like it. I like a good hard spar. So.
And the news broke earlier today that he's got an issue with his shoulder. I think the last we heard, he was getting an MRI on it, but it put the fight with Wallin in jeopardy. Did you have any experience of that? Did you see it, I don't know, either when it went or that he was struggling at any point?
I know he's had some issues in the training camp a little bit here and there, but he's still been training. But there's been a couple of issues. I know there has been for a couple of weeks and stuff. I'm not too sure on the severity of the injury or what the go was, but hopefully we can find out about the MRI and get some results. So and see where we move forward from there. So.
How much
it is unfortunate. He's really been looking forward to that fight. He's been in good condition, and sparring's been really good. Camp's been really good. So not too sure. It's unfortunate. I know that, but injuries do happen, especially in this sport.
And how challenging is it for you when your sparring partner's carrying an injury? Because obviously you want to give them the best work you possibly can. They're employing you, but at the same time, you don't want to jeopardize or further jeopardize their fight.
Yeah, like I said, we do some hard rounds. We do spar hard, but we're not out there to kill each other or injure each other either. So it's not like it's to the death or anything, or going out there to injure anyone. So, but don't get me wrong, the rounds are still hard. So there's holding back and there's not holding back. It's hard to explain. So.
I'll take your word for it. I'm not in any hurry to get in there and find out first.
Yeah.
When you're not in these kind of high quality sparring camps, how do you do your training? Are you virtually training yourself, or have you got someone over with you that you work with?
So since I've been in the UK, we're teamed up with Tony Sims at a Matchroom Elite Boxing Gym. So I haven't actually trained with him, but we do arrive on Thursday. So I'll be contacting him straight away and probably get out to see him as soon as possible once our COVID test and everything is all, cleared and we're able to leave self-isolation. So I'll be going out there to meet up with him and then get some training in. But that's pretty much been all locked in, is to train under him out that way. So obviously it has been hard. I've been out the AJ camp and kind of doing my own training and, the sparring there and some help from his coaches. And then obviously the Portugal camp here with Dillian Whyte and his team. But it will be good to, get out there and train under Tony Sims and start picking up a bit more technical work and focusing on myself, and making it about me. So I'm really looking forward to that. And, he's a great coach and a great trainer, and he's got a good stable of fighters out there too. So I'm only going to level up even more. So.
Are you going to be driving in London?
I will be, yes. But I'm based out in East London at the moment. My partner's family is out that way, but I know he's on the other side of London, so I'm not going to be doing that travel. So we'll be getting a hotel.
He's east, but he's very far east. He's just outside London to the east. So yeah, you'll need.
So we're in West London. London. He's out at East London. Sorry, I got them mixed up. So there's not going to be doing that drive in the London traffic, that's for sure. So for the time being, something short term, we'll probably just get a hotel closer out that way, and then look at picking up something a bit more permanent as well. But just for the time being, just so I can get out there as soon as possible. That's what we'll be doing.
How did that come together, the link up with Tony and that gym?
It's got to do with Angelo DiCarlo, my manager and promoter, and Eddie Hearn. So Eddie Hearn has kind of directed us towards that gym as well. So.
That's awesome. And then surely, I mean, I'm not trying to allege anything underhand, but that must increase your chances of getting on a matchroom bill eventually, working in the matchroom gym alongside Tony Sims.
Definitely. Well, I think Tony Sims only trains matchroom signed fighters as well. So, it's a good little sign there of what's to come. So we will be fighting before December. It's just a matter of which card and when and what we can get locked in as well. So, but yeah, we are in talks at the moment. So, but yeah, I can't wait to let everyone know which one it will be and make my international debut. So,
yeah, awesome. Just tell us as well how you first got into the sport, because I know you had some MMA fights before you switched over to traditional boxing. 2014, you made your pro debut, but you were doing MMA a few years before that. So how did that come about? How did you get into MMA and then switch over to boxing?
I got into mixed martial arts. I didn't start till late. I started when I was about 18, 19 years old. And before that, I was playing rugby league and rugby union out in Australia. But yeah, I just saw a bit of UFC on TV one time and it caught my eye. And, I think it was like a week later that I advertised it for mixed martial arts training in Ipswich where I lived. And I thought, I'll give it a go. And I got hooked on it ever since and had my first MMA fight after about 8 or 9 months and had a few and then had a bit of time off, went back to rugby league and then fell back into it. And then I picked up Muay Thai as well, a bit of kickboxing. So I had some fights in that to help with the stand-up for the mixed martial arts. And then a professional boxing fight come about on one day's notice, actually on the Malik Scott and Alex Learpay undercard in Brisbane. And I'd never done any boxing up until that point, but took a fight on a day's notice and done quite well, which I won. And then I went back to MMA straight away, kept training for MMA. And 6 months later, another pro boxing fight come about. I think I had about 6 weeks to actually prepare for that one. So, and then, after the second one, I fell in love with it. I thought I was a bit more suited to it. Less injuries, more fights, better opportunities, just better long-term as well. And I just kind of stuck to it ever since. So I never had any amateur boxing background, no fights whatsoever. Just had 19 boxing fights, which I'm 19 and I was a pro at the moment. So still quite green to the sport, but, I train hard, I'm motivated and I'm dedicated and, look what I've accomplished in 6.5 years. So.
We have a top heavyweight here from Ipswich as well, Fabio Wardley, although it's a different Ipswich, as I'm sure you've guessed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Sure, it's probably better than they're both probably nice Ipswich. It's probably better than the one I'm from, so.
I'm sure they're both lovely. Just tell people out there who haven't seen you fight, because all your fights have been outside the UK thus far. What sort of style do you have? What can people expect when they do get to see you?
I like to keep it nice and technical. I'm a nice, sharp boxer. I use my speed, my footwork quite well and use my range. So, just all of that. Use my speed, footwork, range, the whole lot. And, hopefully sleep someone at the end of it as well. So.
Always helps. Before I let you go, just tell people out there how they can find you on the different social media platforms. They can keep updated with what's going on.
Yep. So my Instagram is just Demsey.McKean. And then Facebook is Demsey McKean, the Terror as well on my athlete page. So, but mostly for on Instagram at the moment. So check out all the updates on there and keep up to date with all the training and fights coming up. So.
Awesome. Well, I am planning a visit to Tony Sims's gym soon in the next few weeks. So hopefully I'll see you there.
Excellent. Hopefully, mate. Awesome.